is it always ants? They came for my chicken dinner. I really wanted my chicken. But it's Saturday. What day is it? The 22nd of February, 2025. I don't know why I had to look at my calendar 3 times to remember that. I was probably thinking of when it happened on a Tuesday back in 2022. An amazing day. But anyway, it's Saturday. Which means it's time to finally move on from the captive Turnabout and begin Turnabout Legacy. Also, I meant to, Quinsby! Hiya! Konbanwa! Buonasera, even. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I didn't stream on Monday because, I had a family dinner to go to. I say family dinner. It was actually just the belated birthday dinner for my mom. So we went to the new place that opened up like last year. Down the road, around the corner, down a few more roads, few more corners. You saw my cover video. Yeah. Thank you. I was so worried when I was putting that together because something in the audio decoder decided to point out in the middle of like when I was putting the subtitles in. I was just like, what am I gonna do? What the heck? And then I realized I know what I could do. I could just take the MP3 out and reload it back in, and that seemed to work. That seemed to fix it. My work was not in vain. Especially because it was that was for my 3rd anniversary of streaming. Anyway, but yeah. Katsuya! Hiya! Yeah, I'm going alright. We're about to play Turnabout Legacy. What shall we make today, kids?
Samson!
And Judy's Bake and Ball!
Ooh!
Macarons, waffles with cream, chiffon cakes that are light as a dream.
Laugh and sing, smile, it's true. All that sweetness waiting for you. Look there, what, where? Over there! Ah! The oven's got something special. King! Let's see what we've got for you! Ah! Oh, I love it. It's cooking time! Are you ready to make something special together? Hell yeah! I like baking. It's really fun. Oh.
Wow, talk about a blast from the past.
Ah!
Hey, Gregory. I'm going back there tomorrow with your boy. Finally going to find out what happened 18 years ago.
Ooh, you're gonna make brownies? Or you wanna make brownies? Brownies are so good. Heck yeah. April 2nd, 10:05 a.m. Zodiac Hall Fountain Room. I love that. So that opening with the TV special, that lagged like hell in the original like Prosecutor's Path translation, because they also did the dubbing over the vocals, but whatever they did to encode those wave files, or whatever it is that you put it, whatever sound files go into Nintendo DS games, something messed up, which made it like lag really hell. Oops. And I didn't even read Edgeworth's thing. Well, Fender, are you finally going to tell me what we're doing here? Why have you brought me to an art gallery of all places? Hey, you had nothing going on? Seemed like the perfect chance to come and enjoy the magic of star sign stuff together. Yeah, boy. Star sign stuff. Oopsie. I'm leaving. Chill, big guy, I'm just joking. You know about the IS-7 incident, yeah? Your old man's last case? Of course. Von Karma took great pleasure in showing me the files as soon as I became a prosecutor. Edgeworth is a wet towel. He is a wet towel if a wet towel was a person. And I reviewed them again last night after your invite. See? Got the files. I was also present at the trial all those years ago, though my memories of it are somewhat hazy. Just let me move myself a little bit so I'm not obscuring the text again. There he is! It's Papa! As a child, I was completely in awe of my father. The sight of him in court was inspirational. Gregory Edgeworth, attorney at law. And opposite him, the man who would become my mentor, Manfred von Karma. It was quite a case. However, it ended with the conviction of the accused. Ah, so you were there too. You were in the courtroom for Gregory's final outing. Well, that'll make explaining things easier. I wanted you to know something, see? That something being what really went down. Not the truth in those files, but the capital T truth. It was 18 years ago, smack dab in the middle of a real doozy of a winter. The calendar factory had a mishap, so it ended up being the 13th hour of the 13th day of the 13th month. It was ridiculous March weather. The buildings were covered in a blanket of snow. Sorry. I just love the Smarch weather joke so much. Classic. Looked like the streets were lined with popsicles. But things weren't so innocent behind those frozen doors. In fact, some pretty sordid stuff went down. This was back before yours truly was the fine figure of an attorney you see before you today. Baby boy. Baby. Almost Christmas. 5 p.m. That's right. Yeah. They still haven't found Tarantino, apparently.
Hey, Mr. E, this one really came out of the blue, huh? Oh, how am I gonna do Gregory's voice? Because I know I'm going to have to voice at least several old men in this episode. It did. We were called in before the ink on the arrest papers was even dry. My name is Gregory Edgeworth. I'm a defense attorney. I'm here visiting a client with my assistant, Eddie Fender.
A murder on Christmas Eve? What's the world coming to?
In the dark of the night, at the end of the day, I saw two timely saviors coming my way.
Blah. Oh my god.
Welcome, my friends, to the visitor's room. And if we're not friends yet, I'm sure we will be soon.
Whoa! Talk about an entrance! I was not expecting that.
Neither was I. Sorry if I surprised you. I'm just so happy to see you both. Thanks so much for coming out. Seriously, I can't thank you enough. You're the accused, I take it? I am.
He's very handsome.
Gregory Edgeworth, attorney at law, at your service.
Ah.
I look forward to representing you.
Oh, he's got the card and everything.
This is my assistant, Eddie Fender.
Pleased to meet you, sir. I'll do everything I can to help.
Come now, Edward.
Edward. I don't know why. The idea of him, his full... You thought he had a bald spot when he took his hat off? There is something really funny, I don't know why, about Eddie's full name being Edward Fender.
Come now, Edward, calm down, please. You'll have to forgive him, he's still new to this. He's been helping me out part-time, but he's far from fully fledged lawyer material yet. Nonetheless, I'm hoping he'll be of some assistance in investigating the particulars of this case. Gregory and Eddie, it's an honor to meet you both. My job as a defense attorney is to save my clients from wrongful convictions.
I forgot how cool Gregory's sprites are.
So, the first thing to do is establish whether or not he is truly innocent. Perhaps we could begin by having you tell us a little about yourself? What am I thinking? I haven't even told you my name! I'm Samson Tangaroa.
If I remember correctly, his name in prosecutor's path was Jeffrey Masterson. Jeffrey Masterson or Jeffrey Masters? Oh, singular, Jeff Master. Jeffrey Jeff Master. To pun on Master Jeff. And Tangaroa is a Maori sea god. Because his Japanese name is Tenkai Ise, where the kanji for Tenkai can mean heavenly ocean, and it's a play on the phrase Tenkaichi, which means the greatest on earth. And Samson, we'll get to that later. What? It really is you? Samson Tangaroa, the world's greatest confectioner?
You flatter me, my young friend. And call me Samson. All my pals do.
Wow! Thanks, Samson, I will! I can't believe I'm meeting you in person! But the Bishi sparkle right there. How old is Eddie here? He's 18! He's a baby! Is he? He's 39. Hot damn.
It seems Eddie knows something of our client.
Mr. E! Mr. E! I really like that. Mr. E! It's the Samson Tangaroa! The singing, dancing, confectionery making sensation!
I don't know. I thought I was about to say section. Subsection.
Eddie acting like he's meeting Santa Claus. It is almost Christmas. It would be appropriate. What shall we make today, kids? Macarons, waffles with cream, chiffon cakes that are light as a dream.
Laugh and sing, smile, it's true. All that sweetness waiting for you.
Look there. What, where?
Over there. The oven's got something special to share. Bing! Now let's see what we've got for you.
The jazz hands! The jazz hands got me.
I almost started dancing along.
That sprite's really cool too. No way! I got to sing with Samson Tangaroa! This is a dream come true!
Thanks, little pal. It means a lot to hear you say that. My apologies, but I think we need to discuss the matter at hand. Of course, I'm sure you're both very busy. Alright, where would you like me to start?
Well, tell us about yourself. Ah!
So, you're not just a confectioner, you're also a singer and a dancer.
He's a triple threat.
I sure am. When I'm having fun, my body just starts moving. You must really enjoy making desserts. Wouldn't be much of a confectioner if I didn't. I live to make sweets that will bring joy to others.
Hey! They're not just things, they're works of art. Sparkling, dazzling, mouth-watering creations. The stuff dreams are made of. Hey, who am I to disagree?
So he aims to create joyous and inspirational pieces, does he?
Tell us about the incident, Mr. Tangaroa. Samson?
Oh, am I sitting... How am I... Oh, I'm still...
Gosh dang it. Wait. One sec. Where am I looking? Over here. There we go. Now I'm not in the way of the thing.
I understand that the incident in question happened at your mansion? It did. We were holding an international confectionery contest there when... a body was found inside one of my creations.
That is pretty incriminating. Holy moly! Inside one of your... No way! Oh, I forgot my... Inside!
The detective in charge placed me under arrest because of it, and now here I am.
Yes. Inside, which is bonkers to think about. Excuse me.
I could never take a life. Never. I'm sure the police will see that too in time. They'll realize their mistake.
I sure hope so.
And what can you tell us about the victim? His name is Artie Frost.
Yeah, that's one hell of a secret ingredient. Yeah.
He was taking part in the contest.
Now let's see, what was his name again? In the thing... I have the wiki out. I just need the list of names. That's not the list of names. Artie Frost. What was his name? Ah, yes. His name was Isaac Dover in the unofficial Federation. Interesting. And his Japanese name was Hyodo Isaku, which is meant to reference ice sculptures. How fitting! What was it?
Mr. Frost was a wonderful confectioner. His creations were things of real beauty. I just don't understand. Why did he have to die? I'm sorry. He seems genuinely upset over the victim's death. I think I have a pretty good measure of the man now. Mr. Tangaroa, there's just one last thing I need to confirm with you.
There's just one more thing. One more thing, Mr. Tangaroa. If you don't mind.
You didn't kill Mr. Frost, correct? Correct! I swear to you, I didn't do it. Like I told you, I could never take a life. Never! He seems quite sincere. Alright. I'm going to take you at your word. Thank you for being so forthright with me. Likewise. It's good to talk with somebody other than those detectives. We'll head to the scene of the crime and see what we can learn. We'll be in touch when we have something more to tell you.
Ah!
Goodbye, Gregory. Goodbye, Eddie. I'm counting on you both.
Ooh, pretty lady! It's pretty cold out here, huh, Mr. E? I never saw so much snow. Which is to say, I never even seen it.
Yes, and it doesn't seem like it'll be letting up anytime soon.
But just look at this place. What a sweet house Samson's got. It's huge!
Yes. Big enough to hold an international confectionery contest, no less.
Welcome, welcome everyone! Come on in, we'll have us some fun! Whoa! Oh no!
Yay.
Sorry. I'm just in awe at all of Gregory's, like, sprites. Just... Damn. I forgot how cool he is. Are you alright? I'm sorry. Would you happen to be Mr. Gregory Edgeworth by any chance?
I would. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Ah!
I'm Eddie Fender, Mr. Edgeworth's assistant.
Ah! He bows the same way Gregory does. I forgot they did that. Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, welcome to our humble abode. Judy Bound. It's an honor to meet you both. Now, her name in Prosecutor's Path was Catherine Hall. To pun on the phrase, catering hall. I'm the housekeeper here, and Mr. Tangaroa's assistant.
You're no housekeeper. You're Judy Bound. Be Judy Bound.
You know a little something of my work?
A little? I watch you on TV every chance I get. I'm Bacon Bob's biggest fan.
It's very kind of you to say so. We'd be nothing without our fans.
And what might Bacon Bob be?
Excuse me.
It's only the biggest show on TV. Every kid on the planet loves it. The dynamic duo of Samson and Judy make delicious sweet stuff, all while singing and dancing. I wish Bacon Bob was like a real show.
Like this. Check it out. Oh no, not again. What shall we make today, kids? Cookie dough, caramel too, fluffy shoe cream, tiramisu. Everyone, come along. Bacon treats with a smile and a song. There, ooh, where, who? There, it's true. The oven's got something special for you. Think, just take a bite and you will see. That was a wonderful performance, Mr. Fender. Bravo!
I dance along every time I watch the show. Perhaps Miles might enjoy it too. I'll suggest it later.
Ah! Ah!
But all this dancing really takes it out of a guy.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm the world's worst hostess. Here, nothing relaxes the body and mind quite like a cup of tea. Oh, I'm good for drinks. I have a can of Coca-Cola. Not sponsored. I just really like drink of soft drink. They're very cute cups, but they're very pointy.
Ah, this is Ceylon, correct? It's delicious. Its citrus aroma is said to improve one's ability to concentrate, as I recall.
Interesting. So this is what Ceylon tea tastes like, huh?
How odd. Saucer's cold.
Yes, it's so that the tea cools down more quickly, I'm afraid. Some of our guests don't like it too hot.
I see. These teacups are very unique, too. The design is really something.
You think so? Thank you so much. I ordered them all the way from France. They're my absolute favorite. They were designed by this marvelous sculptor named Paul Halik. Have you ever heard of him? He makes the most amazing tableware in the world.
You're clearly a big fan of his work.
Oh, I am. These teacups are my greatest treasure.
She's certainly not afraid to show when she's passionate about something. If you don't mind, Miss Bound, I'd like to move on to the reason we're here. Can you tell us everything you know about the unfortunate incident that occurred earlier?
Of course. I'm sorry for getting so distracted. I guess I'm still in shock. Because I'm the one who found the body, you see.
You discovered the victim. Is it true that the body was recovered from inside one of Mr. Tangaroa's creations?
It is. We were in the middle of the contest's final judgment phase when I heard the sound of something big collapsing coming from Samson's room. Don't mind me. Samson, are you in here? Ah! I opened the door and went inside, and there was Mr. Frost's body.
Thank you. I'm sorry to make you relive such a traumatic experience.
Think nothing of it, please. I only wish I had more to tell you.
Now, if you don't mind, Miss Bound, I'd like to begin our investigation of the crime scene.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, you have to save Samson. He's no murderer. He could never do something like that.
The things on the cot.
You mean the teacups? Those are all teacups. And I think the moon is a kettle.
Of course.
Leave it to us, Miss Bound. Thank you so much. I'll go serve the others their tea then.
Come, Eddie. To the scene of the crime.
Yes, sir, Mr. E. E! It's Dad! Dad's back with the cigarettes and milk. No way! Everything in this room's made of chocolate! I can't believe I'm getting to see so many of Samson's creations this up close and personal!
I might be more excited myself if the room wasn't a murder scene.
True that. Just hearing you say that sends a shiver down my spine.
That might just be the temperature in here. It's rather cold.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it is pretty chill. Achoo!
Defense on the scene already? That was fast.
Dad!
Pleasure to meet you. Gregory Edgeworth. I'm representing Mr. Tangaroa. This is my assistant, Eddie Fender.
Nice to meet you.
Bad. Detective Tyrell Bad.
The detective in charge is named Bad. Man of few words. Just eats the note. Something about this just doesn't taste right. Maybe because you're not eating food. Oh my god.
You're eating your note paper. He likes to chew over his thoughts rather literally, I'm afraid. It helps him to digest and remember them.
Good golly.
Well, I can't judge him. I once ate a literal, invitation printicot. It's a little quirk of his. Please try to ignore it. But keep in mind, this was in high school, and I was like 14. So I'd be the first to admit that's easier said than done. With introductions out of the way, Detective Bad, would you mind if we joined you in investigating the scene? Sorry, not gonna happen.
Oh, what? How come? Mr. Edgeworth is Mr. Tangaroa's attorney.
Yeah, and attorneys would do anything to get him off the hook. Even put words in their clients' mouths. Oh, my brain is not in a good place tonight. Think I need that on my crime scene? Mr. Edgeworth would never do something like that. I don't trust attorneys, okay, kid? Detective, you established my client's supposed guilt based on an investigation of the crime scene, correct? That's usually how it works, yeah. What of it? Then extend me the same courtesy. I believe he is innocent, and I would like the chance to prove it. You believe he's innocent, and you didn't even see the scene yet? That's some flimsy lawyering. That's exactly why I wish to see the scene for myself. I need to ensure that my belief is based on solid evidence and sound reasoning. You're about to tell me you're not leaving until I let you look over the scene. I am. Fine. Knock yourselves out. Thank you, Detective. But I'm coming around with you. Like I said, I don't trust attorneys. If you're good with that, go ahead and get to it.
That was a lollipop this whole time? Yes.
I must admit I didn't see that coming either.
He just loves those not peaches and cream, strawberries and cream Chupa Chups.
We'd better get started then. I'll need you to take notes, Eddie.
On it, Mr. E!
Hey! Let's get this over with.
Contest venue, Tangaroa's room. Investigation startle. Voyage of the Red Rover. Did that say?
So this was where the body was discovered? Yeah. They took it away already. Everything else is just how we found it. It appears the body was inside the treasure chest. Yeah, a woman by the name of Bound found it.
Samson, are you in here? Samson, are you in here? I don't know what the heck happened there. Ah!
Seems she heard something breaking and came in to see what it was.
Oh boy!
If only we had just a little more information. There's something else in here. Huh, it looks like a seal of some kind, with somebody's initials and an intricate shape carved into it.
Is it for making those fancy wax things on documents? Oh yeah, wax seal. Do you think it belonged to the victim?
No idea, but it's gotta get logged anyway, so I'll take that.
Let's see, HQ. Headquarters.
rather impressive, making an entire ship out of chocolate. That's Samson Tangaroa for you! Don't you just want to take a big bite out of it? Which part to bite first, though? That's the real head-scratcher, you know? Bite any part of it, kid. Then you'll be off this crime scene so fast your head'll spin. Hey! It was just a joke! Stop staring at me like that! I do sometimes wish Eddie could keep his cool a little better. One of the stands for the ship is broken. The ship must have collapsed onto the treasure chest and smashed it open. Wait, do you think... Could that be how the victim died? Was he crushed by the ship? No. If he was, this becomes an accidental death and not a murder. You too serious? Don't worry, detective. For the moment, we're simply discussing a possibility. I was being serious, though. Detective, can you tell us a little more about the state of the victim's body? Let me see. Got a picture here someplace. You can see for yourselves.
Dead.
Death was from... blunt force trauma. And what about the weapon? Has it been found yet? You can ask the prosecutor in charge about that. The detective's not one for sharing much, I see. Would you mind if we borrowed this? No skin off my nose. It's not like it's official. Bound took it with an instant camera when she found the body.
An instant camera? Like it's disposable or something?
No, it means that it develops the pictures right there and then when you take them.
No way. Sounds pretty convenient.
Now then, I'd better get my facts straight and take down some notes of my own.
By the way, this is the year 2001 we're currently experiencing.
And I gotta be honest, I don't even know how, like,
popular instant Polaroid cameras were, because
I didn't live in a town big enough to get them. There's something in this picture that contradicts with the current crime scene. I'll need to call on my powers of deduction to figure out why.
Oh, speaking of deduction,
I played the demo for the new
Duck Detective
Ghost of Glamping.
And I am excited. Heck yeah. What are these?
This is a fine selection of nautical paraphernalia. You think one of them could be the murder weapon? No, they're all made out of chocolate.
Duck Detective, I said. Just for the folks at home that lost their audio. Duck Detective. Yeah.
They're all made out of chocolate. You'd have a hard time bludgeoning somebody to death with one of those. Can't tell what's real in here. They really do look genuine. I can hardly tell the difference myself. A true testament to Mr. Tangaroa's skills.
The best thing about the new episode, The Ghost of Glamping, is that I watched the trailer and immediately clocked that the new rabbit character was voiced by Matthew Mercer. You know, I know a Zama voice when I hear it.
What are you investigating, officer?
But sir, I was just taking the temperature of the water here.
What have you learned?
I can't read. It's warm, sir. I can't read Kelvin. The stream in each room flows into the main fountain, and then the water circulated back to the rooms.
Unusual to say the least. I've never seen a house quite like this one. Rich folks, they're all crazy.
I don't know, I
watched a video recently of this group that I watch looking at, like, fucked up US houses on Zillow. And that was a trip and a half.
I can never get over how freaking tall US houses are. Like, floor to ceiling for the average house here is like 3.5 meters, and that I feel like that's the perfect height, really. Cause like any higher, you'd need a stretch ladder just to get the cobwebs out of your corners. Ridiculous. Who has the time for that? Not me. I have cobwebs in a floor corner I haven't gotten out. Because there's spiders living there. And I'm hoping they'd catch some ants while they're here. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
How's it looking over here, officer? Nothing of interest in that cupboard, or?
Yes, sir!
So, there is?
Oh, no, there isn't. Just a blowtorch used for cooking and some tableware, sir.
You heard the man, Mr. Attorney. Nothing to add, am I right? No. So, you do have something to add? Oh, no. Can't get a straight answer out of anybody. Perhaps you should ask a straight question.
I don't know. He could ask a bisexual question. That was a nothing joke. Oh. That's right. Oh, it did say Voyage of the Red Rover. After sailing the seven seas, the legendary ship happens upon a great treasure at last. This piece is a tribute to the adventurous spirit of our ancestors. Interesting.
It's titled Voyage of the Red Rover. After sailing the seven seas, the legendary ship happens upon a great treasure at last.
Oh.
This piece is a tribute to the adventurous spirit of our ancestors. Who knew? So they sailed 6 whole seas before they found anything. Not exactly the luckiest crew out there.
Hey, do you know how many seas there are, even?
As opposed to oceans?
I mean, it's all one big thing of water, but like...
Sometimes you gotta take a bunch of wrong turns before you find the truth.
That's me!
That's what being a real detective is all about. Did they even have detectives back in those days?
Actually, that was one of the most interesting things when I went down to Victoria last year, and we visited the area where the apostles are, because they also have, because the town that's nearby, I've completely lost forgotten the name of it, but they have a little like miniature museum. And like a lot of the stuff in there is just like salvaged things from a well, not just one, but there were several, but there was one particular shipwreck historically, that landed on the rocks nearby the apostles. And had like a ton of casualties.
There's some very tasteful tableware here, along with some kitchen utensils. This tea set is of the same design as the one Miss Bound served us with earlier.
But man, that was a beautiful day. When we went out to the apostles. I'd never seen the ocean be so blue as that day. Genuinely. I also saw 5 bunnies. You think Samson could have been drinking tea out of that?
The pot and cup were dusted for prints. His were the only ones they found.
Thing going over?
And was that the case for the utensils too? Everything else had been washed, so there weren't any prints to find. And if Mr. Tangaroa was wearing gloves while he was working on his confectionaries, that could explain why prints were only found on the teapot and cup.
Mr. Tangaroa's teapot. All honey cookies. Barely been to the ocean, Grimsby. The ocean is nice. Like, I live on a coastal city. But, like, it's very rare when we see the ocean off the coast be actually blue. Because it's usually like a deep, like, green most days. Sometimes brown if there's like sometimes it's brownish if there's like a riptide. And sometimes crocodiles. I've never actually seen a crocodile out in the wild. I have seen a sea turtle. Just off the where the laguna is.
Some very tasteful tableware here, along with some kitchen utensils. This tea set's of the same design as the one Miss Bound served us with earlier.
You think Samson could have been drinking tea out of that? Hopefully not straight out of it, but you never know. I'm sure someone's tried.
Button. Oh. Oops, I literally just...
I'm not paying attention. Hey!
And you are?
Stranger! Old mate!
Huh! Sorry. Meditating. Did you want something, detective?
Sorry, I'm just taking in this theme. God damn.
Oh, I'm an attorney, not a detective. Gregory Edgeworth. Pleasure to meet you.
And I'm his assistant, Eddie Fender.
I see. Name's Carmelo Gusto.
Yes, this guy. I remember. His fan-translated name was Dane Gustavia. Pun on Danish. And Gustavia... I mean, gusto is literally just the Italian word for flavor, or taste, I believe. And Carmelo would mean, caramel. You'll get it.
I'm a confectioner, here for the contest.
You are? So why are you giving sushi, chef? You are? What's your specialty, Mr. Gusto? Is it fish? Whoa! Worm! Ah! Seahorse!
The art of air and sugar.
No way! Look at that! It's a little baby seahorse! Actually, that's a huge adult. fucking huge, even. Seahorses are tiny.
It's a dragon. A noble soaring creature of the skies.
It's a horsey. That's a dragon?
It does look more aquatic than airborne.
Though I do like sea dragons. Both mythical and real.
No need to sugarcoat it. My design sense is weak. I know that better than anybody. That's why I'm heading to Zhangfa when this is all over. I need to train hard. Perhaps we should get off the subject of his design sense for now.
Yes.
So, what are you doing in here, Mr. Gusto? I didn't think they were allowing civilians on the scene yet. Detective wanted to know more about one of the pieces in here. Makes sense, seeing as he's a contestant. Perhaps I should ask him a few questions of my own.
Ah.
This is a really cool theme.
Tell us about yourself, sir.
Those are some interesting implements you use, Mr. Gusto.
A chicken! Ah!
Sugar blowing pumps. They put air into the sugar.
They're so cool! It's like watching a sword master do his thing!
I'm no master. Not a day goes by that I don't hurt myself one way or another. You see this scar on my face? I couldn't get the can opener to work. One afternoon. That's why I wear red. That way it doesn't matter when I make a mess.
So then, the yellow necktie. Does that mean you're into... Never mind. Don't worry about it.
The way of the confectioner is a lonely one. You'll never stop learning. Not until you die. The way of the confectioner sounds like a wrong one, too, if he's still injuring himself on a daily basis.
Yeah. Confectionery contest.
What can you tell us about the contest? Based on what we've seen so far, flavor doesn't seem to be the only criteria at play. The contest was Tangaroa's idea. It's about art. Confectionery as art.
Confectionery as art.
Art you could eat. Every part of it. I mean, think of... Fuck, what's his... I've lost his name. The chocolate guy. If you know about him.
Amaury Guichon, that's it. Wait, he has his own YouTube channel? What the hell? How am I not subscribed to it? Dang.
Alright. Well, I know what videos I'm binging this weekend. Every single item in this room is edible.
The whole place does kind of smell like chocolate.
Tangaroa is a genius, a once-in-a-generation talent. Flavor and flair. He has it all.
Yeah. He's got flavor, style, and flair. He's got style and flair, like the nanny.
And if you can't outdo the god of confections himself, you can't win.
I don't know, man. Beating out the greatest in the world
seems kinda hard, yeah? Brain! Brain! I'm gonna need several crowbars to winch my brain out of the gutter it is hauled itself in. As it should be. Whoever beats him becomes the greatest in turn. That's the real prize here. Nothing else matters. So, you're competing for a title, effectively. And a treasure. The ultimate cookbook. Tangaroa's most prized possession.
They forgot possession has 4 S's in it.
If you want to know more, it's all written down here.
What, the whole book? Oh.
It's the list of rules that was given out to contestants.
What were you doing about the incident?
Sorry, I don't know much about what happened. I only heard about it after the judging was over. How was the judging organized? It started at 3 p.m. Tangaroa began making the rounds right around then.
Tangaroa's room, Gusto's room, Scone's room, and Frost's.
He left his own room, then worked his way around the venue clockwise.
And elevator.
My creations were the first to be judged. After that, he went to Scone's room. She's another one of the contestants. What can you tell us about her? Ruthless. Brutal. There's nothing she wouldn't do to win. She was working with cream. Some kind of dreamscape. Then, last of all, Frost's room. His thing was flavored ice. Sculptures this time, or so I heard.
Sorbet?
Or...
Shaved ice. Both is good, really.
Bound found the body, while Tangaroa was still making the rounds. She panicked, ran to call the cops. Tangaroa went right on judging. Claims he didn't know a thing about it until afterward. But I hadn't looked over the victim's work, even though the guy was nowhere to be seen.
Strange.
Pretty suspicious behavior in anyone's book. I don't have enough information to challenge him on that yet. Like, I don't know enough about... I don't think that's how that works, but I don't know enough about astrology to challenge him on that. To dispute him. By the way, Detective Bad. What were you and Mr. Gusto talking about earlier? I was going to ask about the piece on the wall here. The one in the frame.
Oh yeah, the Angel's Cookbook.
Seemed like something was off. Thought I'd better ask somebody who knows about this stuff.
A Light of Life and a Diary of Despair. Incredible.
But then you bozos showed up and pulled me away from my very important work. I'm just remembering that bit from the Persona 4 comic. Sorry, they have those little ice creams you like so much.
Daddy?
Not now, sweetie. Daddy's got some criminals to apprehend. Perhaps we can take a closer look at it together. Yeah, I love that comic. I love that artist. Like, I understand why she hasn't done more, why they haven't done more of it, but I get it. But honestly, there's a point where it's like, well, if it had gone
any longer, it probably would have been... it would have overdone its welcome. But God.
Mr. Gusto, would you mind helping us out?
Of course, confectionery is my life. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
I see several odd things about this Vicky. Angel beset by thorns. Who knew you could make a picture this pretty out of chocolate? Samson really is a god among men.
Is it really made out of chocolate, though? It looks far too much like a regular illustration to me.
You have a good eye. I'm impressed. That's no piece of candy. That's the ultimate cookbook.
Ultimate cookbook. In other words, the grand prize.
What? So it's not made of chocolate after all?
Yeah, I mean,
What good is a book you couldn't read, right? Or drink out of? No, the book is simply enframed in some chocolate. Tangaroa showed it to all of us when he gathered us here to explain the rules.
so the participants knew that the grand prize was in this room the whole time. Anyway, you see it too, right? The frame. Something's missing. Ah, the oddity Detective Bad was going to ask Mr. Gusto about earlier. Yes. You're right, Detective. Something is missing from this frame. So it's not just me.
Huh? What's missing?
I better show Eddie which part of the frame's missing some chocolate.
Take that!
Ah! Oh, who voices Gregory? I've been trying to figure it out. I've been trying to look for like a thing that actually lists his voice, like his name for this one. I couldn't find one.
Look at the decorative work in the corner here. Something's missing, no?
Oh yeah, it's different from the other side.
That's not like Tangaroa. The balance is all wrong. That's not all. Take a look around. Every confection in this room is missing some small bit.
You're right. The candle holder, the nautical stuff, they're all like that. Did somebody deliberately damage them? Were they hungry?
It's a very good question. Or did Tangaroa just want it to look like somebody messed with his work?
He'd never do that to his own creations, never!
Just have some deeper meaning for the case. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention.
Alright, we have some fingerprinties. Or smudges.
Are these finger marks? Yeah, but we don't know whose yet. Still haven't figured that out. No fingerprints, no ID. Finger marks without prints. They could certainly be important to the case.
Yeah, it would not be easy to leave, fingerprints in chocolate. It would have to be just soft enough to give, but not soft enough to stick to the fingers. Or, like, collapse into, like a sauce. It's a real head-scratcher, all right.
Not really. I'm guessing whoever it was wore gloves.
Or that. Aw, where's your sense of romance, of adventure?
There doesn't tend to be much of either at a crime scene, Eddie.
Chill!
Are you alright, Eddie?
Yeah, but it sure is chilly in here.
Yes, It wasn't exactly warm out in the fountain room either. But it's even colder in here. Would you like to borrow my jacket?
No, I'm fine. And besides, you said you'd give it to me when I finally got my attorney's badge.
I did, didn't I? Why do they have the heat down so low?
To keep the chocolate from melting.
Chocolate needs to be kept at the right temperature.
Yes. About 34 degrees Celsius?
Take a look behind that panel on the wall. What panel?
That panel. That panel. 59F. Look at that! It was here this whole time!
There's one in each of the contest rooms. Tangaroa hid them so they wouldn't spoil the aesthetic of our works.
Secret passage.
And what do the controls do? They adjust the temperature and the lighting.
Ooh. Mood lighting.
It was all the way down to negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold enough to keep any confectionery from melting.
Oh, any. Not strictly chocolate. So like even ice cream.
So in effect, each room is a giant freezer.
It's 59 degrees in here! No wonder I'm cold! Oh, I need... What's Fahrenheit to Celsius? If I could spell either of them, that'd be great. Ah, 15 degrees Celsius. That is cold. That's a winter in the... That's a winter in... the south.
Southern coast, I should say.
Hey, Detective Bad, you, mind if we turn it up a little? Yes.
Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work.
But I'm not a detective!
The same goes for attorneys, Eddie. We must never disturb the scene of the crime. Huh. Get used to the cold. It's all part of your training. Chocolate needs to be kept between 59 and 65 degrees. There's no way around it.
20 degrees? Oh. A little over 18 degrees Celsius.
You know the temperatures by heart, huh? Guess it is your job. At the very least, I should know. Any real confectioner should be able to tell you that and more. Alright, what about lollipops? And cream? If it's not too hot or too humid, a lollipop should be fine just about anywhere.
Yeah, you don't want it getting sticky.
Cream needs to be kept at around 50 degrees.
Ooh, 10 degrees Celsius on the dot.
Need to watch out for heat and humidity, huh? Duly noted.
Hey, Detective Bad, why do you need to know that?
Why do you need to know that?
Detective Bad kind of brightened up when he was talking about lollipops, didn't he?
I suppose he must be very fond of them. I don't believe there's any more to be found here.
Alrighty. We can deduce. I want to say... sound that thingy heard was the sound of the broken stand breaking. Hey!
The stand broke and the ship collapsed with it. And the loud sound it made brought Mistbound running. Yeah, it said the ship had already keeled over by the time she got in here. But why did the stand collapse? What caused it to break? Maybe the whole thing was off balance from the get-go. Could that really have been the case?
I think this is right.
All of Mr. Tangaroa's creations are missing a little piece each, including one of the stands that was holding up the ship. Somebody really went all out.
Yeah, they were hungry as hell. They really wanted to sample each thing.
Do you think it could have been the killer? It's certainly a possibility. Either way, I think we can safely say the stand was damaged in our mystery person's tampering spree. And when it broke, the ship fell and smashed open the treasure chest, which would have remained closed otherwise.
Now... Oh, we can talk to Eddie. A real crime scene! This is so exciting!
This isn't a game, Eddie. I need you to take it seriously.
Don't worry, Mr. E. I'm taking notes on everything.
You are? What kind of notes?
Notes about how all this delicious stuff is made. I can't wait to try it for myself!
I'm not playing around, Edward. Take this seriously.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh yeah, we can talk to...
What is it?
Oh yeah, we should look at things. Hey, you wanna look at my badge?
Attorneys are bad luck. Nothing good ever happens with you guys around. Trample the scene, jump to conclusions. You really think that of all of us? Me included? Not a yes, but not a no either. What a weird seal. If you use it like a stamp, it'd come out as PH, right?
Isn't that familiar?
But if it's just for show like a ring, it appears to say H9, I believe? H9? Hit 9, maybe? Someone's hitting streak? Nah, seems unlikely. It sounds like Detective Bad might be a fan of baseball? Ooh!
Take him out to the ball game!
This case, it's, well, I can't get my head around a few parts of it. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like some more information about the scene of the crime.
I forgot that... when presenting things as Gregory, the picture of it doesn't actually come up.
Sure. You got legs, don't you? Try using them. That's how the pros do it. Our duties may differ, Detective, but we both want to get to the bottom of what happened, don't we? Wouldn't it be better if we worked together? The detective clearly sees himself as the strong, silent type. I suppose that is also how the pros do it.
Let's have a look at this teapot. God, you could just pour that string... Pour that string? Pour that thing straight into a person's mouth. I'd do it.
Yes, what a gorgeous design.
Really? Just seems a bit out there to me. Like, how do you even get your tea in there? Through the bitty.
Art isn't about function, Eddie, it's about form.
Uh-huh. Guess I'll have to take your word for it, Mr. E.
This art stuff's way beyond me.
Ooh! Hey! Look! There's something stamped on the bottom. It says pH. A lot easier to check than freaking poltergeist.
I suppose that must be Paul Halik's pottery mark. Those are his initials, after all. Miss Bounds said she was a big fan of his work.
His initials, huh? So if I'd made it, it would say EF. F. Yes.
Perhaps you should practice by initialing your personal belongings first.
Now, what are the contest rules? 1. Judging will proceed clockwise from leftmost room. All contestants to gather in Mr. Tangaroa's room when judging ends. Non-confectionery items may not be used as decoration. Stands and display materials will be provided. And 3. Contestants may not enter another contestant's room until judging has been completed. Well, these are going to be, important to remember, I believe.
I'd like your opinion on this, if you don't mind. I do. If there's one thing I hate, it's small talk. It seems he only cares about things that are directly related to the incident.
What about the teapot? Nope, doesn't care.
Seems the culprit made sure to wear gloves. Couldn't lift squat from those finger marks. But perhaps you can extrapolate something about their owner from the size of their fingers, for example. It's not as easy as it sounds. Sorry, but these finger marks are pretty worthless as evidence goes.
Ah, are they? You might not be able to find the person's identity, but they do show that somebody was there. At some point. Leaning on the frame.
There's no need to be hasty, Detective. After all, even the absence of fingerprints tells us something of interest, don't you think? You lawyers have an answer for everything, don't you?
Well, neither one of you was forensics. So don't worry about it.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Alrighty. I believe I know what to do next. This must be related to the evidence somehow.
Eureka!
Consider the relationship between the evidence and what we see before us. There's a contradiction. I'm considering the ship before us, and how you're lucky it's made of chocolate. Otherwise, you'd be on it right now, floating down that little stream over there. Not exactly the most pleasant way to be ejected from a crime scene. I need to calm down and think this over one more time. I'm certain there's something missing that ought to be here.
Oh, something missing. Something missing. What? Blood!
Eureka!
Whose voice is that? Because it sounds very much... I don't want to say... because I'm not certain.
You said the only thing that has been removed from the scene was the body? Oh, I forgot he said that. Yeah, that and the piece of cloth it was wrapped in. And something here doesn't quite add up. It doesn't? Take another look at the scene in front of us, Detective. A very conspicuous pool of blood that should be here is clearly missing. Huh. You're right. Don't remember anybody mentioning they'd removed the blood along with the body. Let me check with forensics.
What is a mystery? What did you figure out? Oh, whoops.
Compare the treasure chest in the photograph to the real thing.
What was I doing?
In the picture, the solid chocolate bottom continues underneath the deceased's head. And yet, that part of the chest is now gone. Sorry, I'm about to type something.
Sorry about it. I'm looking up behind the voice actors.
Part of that scene is now gone. The part with blood all over it. Exactly. So did the police remove it, or perhaps the killer? It wasn't forensics. They're saying nobody took anything like that away.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Interesting. So somebody deliberately removed the blood from the scene. Could be... Well, that's not good.
Only made one mistake.
I think we're about done here for now.
Ooh. Yeah. Notes about the crime scene. Okay. Oh, it does. You're not wrong. This does give, like, trauma center scene vibes. I mean, this also gives me, like... this also gives me a bit of Lafia 2 vibes.
Well, if I wasn't convinced before, I am now. Tangaroa did it, no two ways about it.
What do you mean?
I've never played Trauma Center myself, but I did watch the one Let's Play that the Game Grumps did years ago. And there are jokes in that have stuck with me to this day. Such as, C for cranberries! All the rooms in this place look locked from the inside. The only way to unlock them from the outside is with this key. I see. And who had access to that key? What do you think? Tangaroa. And it's the only one. There aren't any copies.
Mansion key.
The mansion key, Tangaroa could slip into anybody else's room anytime he liked.
Ah! My mouse was outside of the window. Silly me.
And he could even lock his own room from the outside if he wanted. But Mr. Tangaroa's room wasn't locked, was it? Nope. Which is exactly what makes him a
Lost my train of speak there.
Which is exactly what makes him a suspect. Would you care to explain your thinking?
Ooh! Why I think Tangaroa did it. Oh yeah, so I did look up who Voices Gregory here. And his name The voice actor's name is Gregory Quaranta. Gregory with 2 G's in the middle. And as far as I can tell, it's his only voice role. I just don't know if it's his first or if, like, he's done other ones. It's not listed. I gotta be honest, behind the voice actors, sometimes it isn't that reliable. If you're trying to find something more esoteric. The reason I was so curious about Gregory's voice actor here is because in the fan translation, he was voiced by Sungwon Cho, Crazy D. Which honestly, pretty freaking cool.
If the door had been locked when the body was found, Tangaroa would have been the obvious suspect. Which is why he deliberately didn't lock his room. And why he smashed in the lid of the treasure chest, so the body was on full display. Everyone was supposed to gather in his room when the judging finished up. So he made it look like the murder happened while he wasn't there.
Is that so?
The one thing he didn't plan on was Bound finding the body. Anyway, that's my thinking on this whole thing. Good enough for you, Mr. Attorney? Do you also believe it was Mr. Tangaroa who damaged the other pieces in this room? Yep. I know you have to believe your client. That's your job. But I'm a detective, and I serve the law.
Okay.
And no matter how squeaky clean somebody might seem, a suspect is still a suspect. I fully understand your reasoning, Detective. Now, would you mind if I applied a little critical thinking of my own?
Please.
Do your worst. Just as a detective won't compromise his devotion to the law, I won't compromise my beliefs either. And I'm not about to just accept his version of events. In fact, I'm going to show him the piece of evidence that highlights the contradiction in his claims.
Rebuttal. Door had been locked when the body was found. Tangaroa would have been the obvious suspect, which is why he deliberately didn't lock his room except... Well, I guess it doesn't say that... Yeah, okay, so that's not it. The one and only key that unlocks every door in the mansion. Okay, so all the doors maybe would have been left open, I think. If the door had been locked when the body was found, Tangaroa would have been the obvious suspect.
Hold it!
Hold it!
That's hardly solid grounds on which to base your suspicion of Mr. Tangaroa, Detective. And that's hardly solid grounds to start shouting objections left and right on, Mr. Attorney. Maybe quit interrupting and let me finish.
Why he deliberately didn't lock his room.
Hold it!
I kinda like his hold it. It's... what is it? There's something nice about it.
And why would he deliberately not lock his door? Because if he'd locked it, he might as well have held up a sign saying he did it, since he had the only key.
But maybe it was just a coincidence. Maybe he just left it unlocked without meaning to?
He just happened to leave it unlocked, and somebody just happened to find a body inside. Come on, kid. You'll never make detective thinking like that.
Luckily, he's never gonna make detective. But I don't want to be a detective. I want to be an attorney.
I'd be grateful if you'd stop trying to steal my apprentice. Look, there's a reason why Tangaroa left his door unlocked.
And why he smashed the lid of the treasure chest so the body was on full display.
Hold it!
You're saying Mr. Tangaroa himself deliberately smashed the treasure chest open? Yep. If he hadn't, the body would have never been found. I struggle to see how he managed to destroy his creation while judging the contest at the same time.
Exactly. And besides, there's no way he would have disrespected his sweets. He eats every last crumb on Bacon Bob while dancing. That's the only way his stuff gets destroyed.
This isn't about what happens on TV, kid. You know about Bacon Bob, Detective? Am I the only one who isn't familiar with this show? I really must find which channel it's on.
Wow, I never would have guessed. Can you sing the theme song too? Oh no, please, don't make me do it a third time.
Never mind that now. Focus.
Thank you. Thank you, Detective Dad.
Point is this. Tangaroa was responsible for breaking that lid. Everyone was supposed to gather in his room when the judging finished up.
Hold it!
The judging began in Mr. Gusto's room, correct? Yeah. Kinda wanted to check his hard candy stuff out myself. In that case, how about a demonstration?
Yay!
Well, it's you, Detective.
It's a puppy!
Are you calling him a dirty dog? Ah, it's a wolf! Ah, a lone wolf. I like it.
Oh, hell yeah. He likes it.
I'm starting to enjoy these little displays. Anyhow, so he made it look like the murder happened while he wasn't there.
Let's check.
He made it look like the murder happened while he wasn't there.
Hold it!
Do you have a clear idea of when exactly the murder took place? Not yet. Autopsy report's still pending. And yet you still went ahead and arrested Mr. Tangaroa. We may not know when the murder happened, but we know when the body was discovered.
Ow.
It was while Tangaroa was judging Gusto's room. Perfect alibi if he could set it up just right. But still, not grounds for an arrest. Surely you will have to agree with that. Do I? Especially when I've got nothing more to say to you. Why do I get the feeling he's hiding something? Detective Bad seems pretty convinced that Mr. Tangaroa is the culprit.
But there's no way he would have vandalized his own creations. No way! Still, the treasure chest did get smashed in. There's no denying that.
Perhaps we should focus more on what led to the body's discovery. Doing so should make it easier to spot the flaw in Detective Bad's theory. The door had been locked when the body was found, but Tangaroa would have been the obvious suspect.
lid was closed until the ship collapsed. Cause of death, blood force trauma. Is this... It's not in full display? Is that the logic here?
Objection!
Oh, how do I feel about that objection? I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
We've established that the body was hidden inside the chest. And that Miss Bound only came running into this room when she heard a sound. It seems reasonable to infer that the sound was that of the chocolate boat collapsing. Sure, seems likely, based on the evidence. And yet, you assert that it was Mr. Tangaroa who had smashed the lid of the chest. I believe this photo makes it clear that it was the ship that did the smashing. And if that had occurred only moments before Miss Bound had entered the room, then it couldn't have been broken by Mr. Tangaroa, who was out judging the contest at that time. I never said he did it then and there.
No, but you sure implied it.
He could have done something to the stand so it collapsed when he was in the middle of judging.
Objection!
Have you any way of proving that assertion? Nope. But the investigation isn't over yet. There's still time. So he doesn't have anything conclusive. Have you found any prints in this room besides those of Mr. Tangaroa? Yep. On the door. Huh. But we found Tangaroa's and Frost's prints on there too. We were all brought in here for a briefing right before we started work on our creations. Those prints are probably from then.
Oh, it's 10:30, which means I gotta turn off my nightlight. Okay. And I should probably do my lamps and stuff soon. I'll do my light stuff. I'll turn off my lights after this investigation rebuttal.
I take it you haven't checked any of Mr. Tangaroa's works for prints yet. Why would we?
Where was Prince in the year of 2001, I wonder? Was he on tour?
We know that somebody tampered with them. Therefore, it's possible that they left some prints behind when they did so. Fine, but if we don't find anything, your guy's still top of my list. Got it? You, check all this chocolate stuff for prints, now.
Yes, sir, right away! Detective Bad? It's not good! We finished dusting the chocolate and we found prints that don't belong to Mr. Tangaroa, sir.
Go on. Whose?
Alicia Scone, sir. She's one of the contestants.
Good work. You can go back to whatever you were investigating before.
Yes, sir!
So, it seems we have a suspect besides Mr. Tangaroa. Even without your lawyerly input, I wasn't about to wrap up the investigation anyway. I'll go speak to Miss Scone and see what she has to say for herself. Alicia Scone. Mr. Gusto mentioned her too. She said that she was ruthless, that she'd do anything to win.
This Scone lady sounds like a pretty suspicious character, huh, Mr. E?
Yes. I think we better try to speak with her ourselves as well. Detective Bad, would you mind if we accompanied you? Babysitting you was not my job.
Oh, come on!
But I guess you did pick up a couple of useful clues already. So if you want to tag along, be my guest. Thank you, Detective. You're too kind.
But Detective Bad, sir! I don't think that's such a good idea. The late prosecutor's still busy in there. Oh, really?
He'll be fine. Me and him don't exactly see eye to eye anyhow.
I don't think they're even the same height. Who's this him? Who'd they assign the case to?
Manfred von Karma.
What? They gave it to Von Karma? He hasn't lost a case in 25 years.
Manfred von Karma, a living legend over at the prosecutor's office. We never faced one another in the courtroom, but I've heard plenty of stories. They say he'll do anything to ensure a guilty verdict. But I can't let that distract me. For now, I need only continue to do what I believe is right.
To be continued. Let's save. Down here. How long have I been going for? 2 hours? I'm thinking, do I want to keep going or do I want to rest for the night? Because I was reminded that Turnabout Legacy has about as much runtime as Turnabout Ablaze. It is a long case. So it's probably better if I pace myself and don't, like, overexert myself. Especially with the number of old men I'll be forced to voice. Not forced to voice, but, like, so many deep, gravelly voices, and then I'm going to have to voice Von Karma like this. Ah, crap! I didn't mean to do that. Well, you've now seen Delicious gone. There she is. Anyway. Yeah, I think I will do that. Honestly, I think I did pretty good. So. Yes, thank you. I will get some good rest. And then on Monday, hopefully, if I don't forget and I don't have any other, like, prior engagements to be had, I will do the last chapters of the case of the Golden Idol. I promise. I'll really do it this time. You'll see. You'll all see. And then after that, Rise of the Golden Idol? Question mark? Who knows? Or maybe I'll just do like a Balatro in between. Alright. But thank y'all for coming in. Hope y'all have a good week, and I'll see y'all again on Monday. Hopefully. Good night, everybody.